Everybody's familiar with what's going on our U.S. streets. Police are seizing money, they're seizing goods, they're getting away with it. You don't know what law they're using to do it. I am going to show you how to better protect yourself, and I'm going to show you how bad it is that actually the Canadian government are warning their citizens about tourism travel to the United States that don't take large sums of money, because the police departments are pulling people over for the stupidest things. And they're taking money and they're getting away with it. I'm going to show you how they're getting away with it. I'm going to show you the law that they're using to do it. And I'm going to show you what you need to know to better protect you, your property, and your cash. Okay? So I'm going to leave a link for this story here, and you can see what the Canadian government is warning their citizens. They go into great detail about what not to have on your floor of your car, about what not to be wearing, everything. Okay? That's that. The law that they're using is called asset forfeiture. There's different kinds. And the law that they're using is civil asset forfeiture. And the other one that they're not using, but you need to know about, is criminal asset forfeiture. Under criminal asset forfeiture, because a criminal charge is being brought against a person, you, for let's say drugs, you get caught with drugs and you got $400 in your wallet, you have a right as a U.S. citizen to have an attorney provided for you if you can't so afford one. Okay, so now you can better protect your money. A lot of people, you don't even win with that, because of course they've proved beyond a shadow of a doubt to the jury that your money was ill-gotten gains from drug sales or whatever. So you lose there. Asset forfeiture civil. Okay? Let me give you a demonstration of what that is, and just give you an example. You are in the state of Oklahoma, and you're traveling with $12,000 down to the car dealership because you want to purchase a new car. But in Oklahoma, they have a law that if you get pulled over, that you have to declare. They don't have to ask you, and I'm not saying this is the law there, I'm just giving you an example. They say in the law that you have to declare if you have $10,000 or more, and they don't have to ask you that you have it. So when they ask to search your vehicle, and you say yes, and they find the money, aha! We're taking your money. Oh, how can you do that? This is my money. I'm going to buy a car. They have reasonable suspicion that the money is ill-gotten gains because you didn't use the law to declare that you had it. Do you understand that? So now they're taking your money because it's now suspicion, and they're getting away with it. And guess what? Because this is not a criminal matter, it's basically putting a lien against the cash. And the burden now falls upon you to prove that the money was not ill-gotten gain. What does that mean? Well, like as in a criminal case against a person, the district attorney or the U.S. state's attorney, whatever the case may be, if it's brought in a federal court or state court, the burden is on them, the state or the federal government, to prove beyond all reasonable doubt that you are guilty. And with that, you have a right to an attorney if you can't so afford one. But with civil asset forfeiture, you do not have a right to an attorney because it's called jurisdiction in rem. And what that means is that rem is Latin legal term, means an object. Civil asset forfeiture, they're bringing a case, a civil case against an object. Think about, and I'll use an example. As a matter of fact, I will show you the example. Here we have the United States federal government has brought a case against $124,000 in U.S. currency. And it will go on to tell you here what jurisdiction in rem and in personam and all that is in asset forfeiture. The defendant in the case, in this civil asset forfeiture, the defendant happens to be the cash. So, now because the defendant is cash, Who is responsible for defending the cash? The owner. So guess what that means? You have to pay for your own attorney. How much is it going to cost you in attorney's fees to get your cash back? Now, obviously, the person in this case right here, he had a great deal to lose and felt it worth the $30,000 or $40,000 that it was going to cost him to get it back. So as you can see, that this actually made it into the into law in a law review, because he most likely did defend his money in court. Now, since you don't have a right to an attorney and it's going to cost you money to defend it, that's how the police are getting away with what they're doing. They're taking your money, and I'll give you an example. You're traveling down the road, you want to go purchase a vehicle, and you're taking $12,000 with you to the car dealership, and you're going to purchase that car or make a big, huge payment, and the cop pulls you over for whatever reason. There is a maxim of law, and what it is this: ignorance of the law is no excuse. With asset forfeiture, in 42 states, they have different variants of this asset forfeiture. In some of these states, it is required of you, when you get pulled over, to declare if you have so much amount of money. So imagine going to the airport, and you have to declare that you have so much amount of money because you're traveling. Well, they're using that also in a car. You have to declare that you have so much amount of money, but you don't know this law, and you're ignorant of it, and they're using your ignorance against you. So now when they say, I want to search your car, and you go, well, please, go ahead, I got nothing to hide. Then they stumble across your $12,000. Aha! Boy, they've just got you. They've got you, and they can seize your money and claim that you did not declare it. But you didn't know that you had to declare it. So guess what? Now that the civil case is brought against your money in a court of law, who has to defend your money in court? You. It is your money. It is your obligation. And they are only using it under suspicion. If they have suspicion, it is enough. And they are getting away with it. So now I hope that best explained to you about civil asset forfeiture. What you need to know, and I'm going to give you a few tips here to better protect you, your car, your money, and you. First off, they can seize your car if you're driving down the street and you don't know the type of person you're got in your passenger seat, and you think, hey, this is my best friend for 10 years, but you don't know he's been secretly doing drugs. So he's got drugs in his pocket. Now they pull you over and they both search you and they find drugs in his pocket. You think that they're just going to take him to jail, right? They're starting to do this weird crap where they're going to take your car because it was transporting this drugs, and they have reasonable suspicion that the car was doing this. You see this, right? Right? So they're going to bring a civil asset forfeiture against your car, and it'll be your duty to defend your car in a court of law. Now they've got your car. To best illustrate what I mean here, the case in Pennsylvania, the young man who was busted for $40 worth of heroin. They have brought a civil forfeiture or asset forfeiture against the father's home. The son has nothing to do with the house whatsoever. He's not owner, nothing. But they're bringing the civil asset forfeiture against the home. And guess whose responsibility and hard-earned money has got to go into defending that home in a court of law? That's right, the father's. The son can't pay for it. Right? You getting where I'm going with this? So know who you have in the car with you. Make sure there's no kind of drugs. Make sure that all that. Okay? 2, make sure that you don't have anything in view where the cops can see it when they pull you over that is going to lead them to using reasonable suspicion to search your vehicle. That's called an open view search. If they see something, a pocket knife or a baggie or whatever, something, they can use that. Thirdly, is don't let them search your car. you have a right to refuse to allow them to search your car. If they go, okay, we're going to bring a drug sniffing dog, bring him. Bring him. But do not let them search your car. People are intimidated by police officers, and they think because they have nothing to hide that you have nothing to worry about. If they're getting away with everything they're getting away with, it's not a matter if you don't have anything to hide. It's a matter of they have no right to do it. So don't submit to a search. Okay? If you are going to make any kind of obscene amount of money in purchases, a car or a down payment on a home in cash, whatever, do it in traveler's, or not traveler's checks, but cashier's checks. Don't carry large sums of money, because you don't know the asset forfeiture law in your state. You're going to find yourself in a bad situation. Okay? And for the last part, research the asset forfeiture law in your state. If you're going to be traveling with money, if you're going to be doing any of this, it is important that you know what the law says in your state. Okay? So I hope you guys understand what in rem means, the difference between civil and criminal, and how that they're bringing civil cases against your property. And that's how they're getting away with what they're doing. Okay? So I hope you guys found this informative. And of course, I make these videos to help better protect you all. And that's why I was compelled to do this. Thanks everybody for watching. And I will leave links for all this in case you want to read it. And also, if you want to research about asset forfeiture laws more thoroughly, you can do this on findlaw.com or other different Black's Law Dictionary. You can look up Black's Law Dictionary online and other different sites about law. Okay, everybody? Thanks for watching.